And welcome back. We're where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, at the top around 203, where we're at war, and people are dying. Left, right, center, everyone is dying. Quite a new zone, but in response, the enemy has struck us with atomic weapons again, this time killing just short of 80,000 civilian population. And yeah, that population is gonna hurt. Lots of items are heavily damaged in the capital. Without doing a in-depth check, I can't see if anything got destroyed. But it looks like most of the buildings have survived. A quick cursory glance. Hopefully due to the bunkerization having an effect.
Order acknowledged.
Wilco.
We're going to tell you not to develop anything new. We're hoping they're going to find robots, because we need robots for the manpower source. Some displeasure among your populace, a large number of prominent businessmen and family elders have asked for the right to petition me. Yeah, let them petition you. You has an emergency. Yeah, I've got more important emergencies, so we're gonna let you suffer with it. Appoint a governor. We got a decent governor, so appoint it. Extend the mine, because we have an empty mine. In this case, it's a wild mine. Commander of the infantry brigade. There we go. Okay, at this point, trying to hold borders with nomads, I think, are far lower priority than any of these troops to march eastward to help deal with the Eastern Front.
Move it now! Negative to breach. Negative to breach.
Nope, enemies there. Enemies there.
Negative to
So we can see that the mercenaries don't have particularly great reconnaissance values. That's what's happening there. Okay, we don't necessarily want to march to really bad terrain, so we actually probably want them to come to us. Okay. Let's deal with the Eastern Front, where we shouldn't have logistics issues. Hopefully shouldn't have logistics issues. Okay, not raising any new brigades because I need them all for combat replacements. It's maybe not a good sign. Granted, our replacements for last turn that got sent out may have been caught in the SHQ during the nuclear blast, which was not great. That's unexpected. I was not expecting my light tanks to take that heavy of losses versus infantry. Oh, actually, before we go ahead and do this air attack, let's do some air reconnaissance. Their air wings.
Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky.
Enemy fighter squadrons.
Foxtrot. Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky. Whiskey
Coming up again to
Tango
try to shoot us
Foxtrot.
down. Okay. Okay, not great odds. I'm not going to attack into that, but not the worst odds either. Got a picket set up there. We got guys to deal that guy. Okay. Well, I suppose I can have their reconnaissance try to come in on this air attack as well.
On the way.
We'll see if we get any intercepts. No intercepts, so we should be able to do some damage here.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Okay, it probably makes sense to try to clear this pocket while we're here. Sooner rather than later.
Going in.
Only have to break the morale to take a victory here.
Requesting backup.
Did not quite break the morale. Similar sort of thing on this one. I should try to break this pocket as well. This one, because it's been under air attack, may shatter.
Requesting backup.
No. Oh, I need to put someone to hold the city. Anyway, I should probably not commit any more attacks over on the west, because every place where there's sort of a vague attack, we're outnumbered. So I'd be attacking to the enemy's teeth, which isn't a great idea. I want to give to have more combat units in the west. And the east, and everywhere. More combat units. Logistics appears to be holding, but we'll see how that works after the whole struggle that is the capital being struck. We didn't lose the rail, high-speed rail again in the capital, did we? No, the high-speed, well, the high-speed's there, it's going to be less productive. Granted, less productive is better than not productive. You can work with less productive. Okay, and obviously we have more replacements that we want to send out, given that we've just lost some to combat losses. And that's lost my men. Okay, got no replacement men. I have a suspicion someone is on that farm, which is why we're not acquiring it just by walking past. And we went to those units. Okay. Yeah, things are not looking sunshine and rainbows. Capital should hopefully recover from the nuclear strike fairly quickly. Alright, looks like due to the high pay, we shouldn't have a happiness problem here. Though at this point it's not many people. I suppose we should continue to engage with slavery, because apparently that is a beneficial thing to our situation.
Acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
And what's the construction looking like? Fuel People's done. Not going to upgrade that for the moment. Fuel People's done. Not going to upgrade that for the moment. Truck Station in Hanson is done. Could try to upgrade that. China Territories Truck Station is done. Probably do want to try upgrading that.
Order
And
acknowledged.
Yes, sir.
here I'm also going to try to upgrade. It's not on the list, so I'm guessing it's already being upgraded. I was about to say I was going to try upgrading the demilitarization plant. No, that's it there. It doesn't look like it's being upgraded. Oh, that's under mining.
Yes,
That's
sir.
on the wrong tab. I'll put them on the right tab. Upgrade the demilitarization there. Probably the same over here, they'll add.
Sir, yes, sir.
So we've got a couple units over here encircled. I don't think they're in a situation where they can break out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to cause pain and suffering in the intern. We got a hole over here where we don't really got a good border. That guy's definitely encircled. That guy will probably disappear next turn. These guys try to run east to cover this section of the line. enemy is hitting us hard. Granted, part of the problem here is that we've got a lot of foot 4s. The foot 4s are kind of showing their age. Whereas even the foot 5s probably need a once over. At this point, they're pretty old. If I go to models, let's take a look at what is the field testing. Field testing's up to 67%. Yeah, so foot 4s are... At this point, if we hadn't already made foot 5s, foot 4s would be ready for an upgrade. And the foot 5s are getting close as well. I'm thinking in response to probably taking combat losses, I should root some new military leaders in case we lose a couple over the end turn. I'm also going to attempt a couple of volunteer drives. Trying to scrounge up some population for the war effort.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Guessing the volunteers don't show up to next turn. That's probably what's happening there. Okay, so next turn we'll start trying to get those volunteers outfitted and deployed. Oh, diplomacy-wise, I should be... Especially because we're getting thumped pretty hard, I should probably try to do some diplomacy here to get the situation diplomatically under control again.
Affirmative.
Because in one way, they picked the right way to open the war, which was to open with atomic strikes. So yeah, you can see from population, one of the places we're having problems is people. We have the least amount of people out of the podium places. We got a good chunk of the planet, but in a way that's actually a problem, right? A good chunk of the planet means, with no people, means we've got lots of space. Whereas we're up against the people who have all the people. I suppose on the other hand, that might mean if we can get atomic weapons flying, they might not do super well from being struck either. Though we'd have to find the right targets. Might just be they have lots of little cities, which is what the spy reports are saying. Yeah, the spy reports are reporting lots of little cities. Of course, like, that's a lot of radiation. I suspect they've been nuking each other. Yeah, I suspect they've been nuking each other. So they've got lots of little cities. Okay, we'll see how this plays out. Time to cycle the turn. Okay, and we're seeing if anything bad happens. This is the portion of the intern where we're gonna have... Okay, so... They double tap oscillates, so another atomic strike is hit oscillates by the looks of it. Interesting. This seems to be very little forward, and actually a decent amount back. Okay, they're hitting the militia hard, and the militia obviously aren't set up to handle that. Okay, I don't like that we're not inflicting any losses on them in these fights. Yeah, we got a lot of troops that are basically liabilities, apparently. We're now into Dessel Reich. Okay. I don't think that was our territory. I think that was, a hostile's territory. I was about to go for a moment, like, am I at war with the blackmailers as well? That would be a real problem. Yeah, another real bad turn. Another 14,000 troops lost. And again, we're only doing like, we're doing one loss for every 6 we're taking, which is that's not going to work. And Austerlitz got struck again. And at this point, obviously has no garrison. I thought it was in the progress. Well, I guess it blew up the construction, right? So it blew up the rad cleansing facility that we were building. The bunker 1 didn't provide enough protection to protect it. Oh, and at this point, we're not even going to keep the workers happy enough. I suspect the city is pretty much toast.
Order acknowledged. Order
Well,
acknowledged.
we'll commit to trying to improve relations with the working class as much as possible, but if they're not... Oh, and give them emergency food. Oh no, this is a different zone. But yeah, we'll give them emergency food. Emergency food, let them have some worker salary. If we're recruiting, recruit that price. Give them some public funds. Oh, not that many public funds. Next recruits is going to be like 500 probably to start up.
Order received.
Minor worker strike. Yeah, give in to some of the demands.
Copy that. Affirmative. Affirmative.
See if you guys ever have an election. Needless to say, these guys should probably actually pull back, because our logistics situation in this zone is not looking so hot. Because the logistics situation is driven by the capital here, which is on the receiving end of the strike. Okay, try to form a defensive line on the low mountains. Hopefully that'll give us some entrenchment bonus to hold better while they're trying to form back up. It's a good thing these guys don't need logistics, otherwise they'd be in a lot of trouble. Now, granted, they're in a lot of trouble either way, but they'd be even more trouble if they needed logistics. Yeah, we got a situation developing here where the front line is breaking. Because the militia units are not all that tanky.
Negative to breach.
And apparently don't have reconnaissance value for worth anything. Okay, well that's what we're going to be able to do in the east. Really, to fix the east, I need more men. And yeah, apparently our logistics did not hold up over the end turn, so a bunch of people didn't get delivered. So make those replacements, we'll make those replacements. Well, that's maybe not very good. That looks like we're running out of material. Yeah, we're out of metal. Okay. Can we buy metal? Probably.
Roger that.
Okay, the formations over here look like they're holding reasonably well. Let's go ahead and try to use some of that reasonably well. Clear out some of the units that have actually been circled. There we go. Circled unit destroyed.
Sir.
That infantry into the city. It's going to be better to hold it. Let's try to clear this pocket first. Actually, let's do the reconnaissance runs first before we... Unlike the tanks, I'd like to... the artillery that I'm using here as support will work better if I provide them with reconnaissance.
Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky. Birds are in the sky. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Into air recon, probably because they got air intercepted. Okay.
Off the way.
It looks like we're not being air intercepted here, so the fighter bombers will be able to potentially do some damage.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
However, with the case of the fighter bombers, I tend to feel they function better at destroying tanks, whereas I'm fighting a mostly infantry force. Okay, let's get our pocket clearing forces going in.
Going in. Mission successful.
Okay, that's that pocket cleared. Let's clear the other pocket.
Going in. Mission successful.
Okay, now if I have logistics, or have remaining movement from units, I should try to form a cohesive battle line with the put infantry so I can free up all the motorized for more organized attacks. Not the entirety of the 11th Grenadiers, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th is in the city. Yes, okay, so we've got a gap between them and the 10th forming here. Okay, that's closing most of the gap, so should be in a good position there. Okay, so rail into the city. Let's get a railhead in the city.
Order received.
At some point, I'll probably want to build a truck station in the city. To be fair, we had a railhead outside the city, I think. Yeah, there was a railhead outside the city. So the railhead in the city is not really doing us a lot, but... So I can tell the city can take over the surrounding area, ideally. Not quite in a position to attack the guy in the swamp, but it's a swamp. We don't really want to attack there anyway. These guys had a bad day. Do I hope that they can form up and fight the force off without trying to break entrenchment? Let's assume they can. Let's try to attack these guys. Hopefully they've taken enough damage from logistics that we can take them out. Okay, it looks like the answer is no, but it looks like we're probably doing enough readiness damage. They're not going to at least move. Yeah, we got a pretty static force here on the west. I can do a little bit of air recon. But I don't think that's going to put us in a good position to attack. Okay, so back to replenishment. We did lose troops in the attack. So we're going to want at least 400 of these guys. Where still looks fine. Okay, so it just looks like we lost 400 infantry in the attack. Oh, we lost a couple RPGs as well. Machine guns are fine, okay. Okay, the tanks still have some mobility, so do I want to try to encircle someone? The mobility of the tanks. Let's try. Might regret it, but let's try. Oh wait, those tanks aren't getting anyone circled. Okay, so mostly organized the motorized brigades. This point I'm being more disappointed than I would normally be in the tanks. Granted, I think I'm still running the tanks around with high velocity guns. Really, for fighting infantry, I should swap them over to AG. Looks like basically at this point we've got lots and lots of foot armies. These units, did I already march them west, or march them as west as they're going to? Yeah, looks like it. These units have tried to form back up into a defensive line. If they're managed to get reinforcements, and I'm not sure if we're going to get reinforcements down here due to the atomic strike of the capital. What are we looking at for logistics? We're not. There's no logistics down here. Okay. That's going to be a problem. How is the recovery of the capital looking? It hasn't gotten any more workers since the strike. In fact, it's still bleeding workers. Okay, and it hasn't. The radiation cleansing facility hasn't recovered enough to start clearing the radiation. The anti-rad and the rad treatment are probably now operational. Oh, I forgot to activate them. Let's activate them. That'll help keep the city happy. Let's pull you up. We're gonna have to raise wages to fight the fatigue in the worker happiness. And obviously, we've done what we can in Austerlitz. If Austerlitz continues to decline, it may be time to actually contemplate abandoning the city. Because, yeah, there's basically no one left in Austerlitz. Basically, mothball everything that's not going to work. Those are the 3 buildings we'd like working. Don't know if they will work, but... well, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to get enough of a working population there to fix what's wrong with the city. I can attempt... Can't attempt. Why can't I attempt? Is that how bad the rail... Oh, of course, the rail system is capital focused, right? So we got the rail hub. The high-speed rail is here. And it is functional. Barely. We've got the low speed out here in Belad, which is having worker problems. So there isn't enough logistical capacity to even deploy the workers. Yeah, I'm more and more worried about a complete collapse going on. We'll see. One argument that might be going on is if we're worried about a complete collapse, then I should start to pull forces back to cover what we can, given the collapsing state of the logistics. That one's not even got the logistics to run away. You're not even got the maneuver to run away. Yeah, this is a bit of a bad thing when I'm giving up defensible terrain. Yeah, we don't what we can there, we don't what we can there. Okay. This is looking bad. I could raise a formation in the capital. Because we have logistics in the capital, but that doesn't really make sense right now. Have we already paid them off for the turn? No, we haven't sent the payment for the turn. I got no thousands left. No, so it's either the much harder 400 or the guaranteed higher amount. So we'll do the higher amount. Next turn we may be in a position to try to negotiate a white peace again. Or a ceasefire again. And hopefully that would give us the time to actually fix the logistics. So the logistics is basically what's going to doom us if I'm not able to deploy the brigades that I need to form a proper battle line in the east. That and the atomic strikes, there's not much we can do about the atomic strikes. Oh, I suppose we could see... we have ICBMs. I have not used an ICM before. We have the logistics to deploy one in the capital, so we'll deploy one. And maybe next turn, we'll see if we have any targets in range. Artillery range. 1,809. So I think that's a yes on do we have our units in range, or targets in range. The question is there any targets worth shooting in range? That's a different problem. The answer to that might be a no. Because a lot of their cities are pretty worthless. Right? 20,000 people. Now we can look at the city we took. Not even 10,000 people in the city we took. 30,000 there. Uh, 18,000 there. There's not very many people left in lots of these cities. I mean, striking them with atomic weapons isn't necessarily all that profitable. Because there's too many targets and not enough places to hit. Not enough weapons to launch at them. But yeah, we're going to cycle the turn here. We'll see if the logistics system recovers. We'll even see if Ocelots recovers. Ocelots might be dead. We may be watching one of our cities die. Looking at the time, all the hullabaloo about dealing with the war is meaning this is probably where I'm going to go and put part break in. So when this turn, this end turn ends, I'm going to go ahead and put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, hope you've been enjoying it. If you're watching on Twitch, hope you're enjoying it. There's going to be a short break between parts where I hem and har, drink some tea, and think about what to do. Yeah, hopefully this end turn is not super exciting. Because if it's really exciting, we're having problems. Oh, they really want Ocelots dead. That's the third atomic strike on Ocelots. At this point, Ocelots is... I don't think it's coming back. Yeah, I'm watching the militia force get domed. Okay, we're on to the blackmailer's turn. So at least at this point, we should stop suffering any combat losses. Or as far as the intern's concerned. Tanks aren't looking like they're having a great day. Granted, they might be in a position where the enemy may have encircled themselves, so we may be able to get a free... Well, I say free. We may be able to take an functional kill on a unit. Take like 13,000 troops out of action. Okay, so that was better. A lot better. We didn't lose 14,000, 15,000 troops that turn. but we still lost 4,000 troops, right? So we've reduced the casualty ratio by a third, and upped the damage to their side in comparison. So we're killing 1 for every 3 instead of 1 for every 6. Situation's improving. It's not improving nicely, but we'll see. Okay, this is where I'm going to go ahead and put the part break, so let me end the part.